Well, this is going to be my little completion of course information, demonstrating and understanding complex relationships between people, political, and structures and such. The big thing is mass media is the main structure that connects both the economic, political, and all the people together. Mass media from the early years to now is a way that communication was done. It has streamlined for quicker access to all information on multiple media platforms. Whether it be through papers, the television, and now a lot of the internet, the relationship between those three has sped up to the point where now people have access just at a snap of their fingers. Structures and functions when it comes to all the different industries. Print, that's pretty much, that's where everything started out. With the invention of the printing press and such, that allowed communication not just verbally but over long places, being able to put out a newspaper or whatnot. Radio, that allowed information to be passed over radio waves, which broadened the ability to connect from one side of the continent to the other. Film and cinema, a great way to entertain publicly and visually, not just over radio waves where you're just listening to it, you can actually see it, and that allowed better entertainment for families and such. The invention of television, that allowed everybody to be at home to do the same thing. And then when it comes to computer and internet, that kind of put everything all together to where you have full access to music, reading, television shows, internet blogging, even watching movies and such. Public relations, what could be said about that? Just simply all the information that we had gone through in class in reference to public relations, pretty dry, but without it, the world wouldn't really communicate well. News gathering industries, it's starting out with the simple fact that it used to be ground pounding, and now it's plugging away on the internet, dealing with everything, and its information is passed quicker and reported quicker. Culture and political impact on society when it comes to media. Well, starting with newspapers on through television and now into the internet age, our culture is learned by reading and watching things that are going on all around us. So as media is getting more diverse, we're seeing more up-to-date things in comparison to, like, say, the horse and buggy days. Culture and political impact of a society, in the horse and buggy days, things were night and day different, just 20 miles apart, whereas now, with the ability to get around, get information quicker, areas are expanding and the culture is getting more diverse, where all the cultures are kind of blending together. Historical events shaping mass media, I would say the biggest one and my favorite is the Gutenberg press. Since I originally started doing press printing in high school and fell in love with it, it was fun. The invention of telegraph by Samuel Morse in 1844, which allowed wireless communication. It first happened in 1899, going across the English Channel, and again in 1903 they got across the Atlantic Channel. And then, of course, the invention of radio, which allowed best communication, not just for news and such like that, but for music airplay and such. And television back in 1939 that was invented, and broadcasting, 1941 was the first commercial stations were approved. Going on to career opportunities in mass media, some basic ones: bloggers, journalists, television, and anywhere on the internet is going to be considered some sort of mass media, whether you're a blogger or you're a website designer or whatever it may be. a lot of different jobs are actually part of mass media. It's just in how you look at it. Now, application of course materials. I'll just kind of go over a few of the ones that I think, like the critical review 1 and 2. Critical review 1 over chapter 7 that I did it on. Doing the presenting it via video, using video editing tools and such like that, are things I'd never even touched before, and it was quite interesting to be able to go through and do that, and come to find out it actually was a lot easier than I expected. Critical review number 2 I wasn't as strong in, but doing that over advertising puffery, that opened my eyes to how they actually key on each individual that's watching at the specific time. The summary responses review number 1, another good one, had to do with music, so it was great to do. It allowed me to do an online presentation tool that I've never used, and being able to teach it back to the class. That's using different types of mediums in order to get the information across. Summary response for number 2, same thing, being able to put together even better presentations since I knew how to use it, and being able to convey that to not only you but the students that we were teaching it to. So that kind of sums up in a nutshell everything that I have gone through and learned in your class. And again, I look forward to learning more in your English 102. Thank you.